Hello, Bleeding Critic, and this is my horror therapy. I'm Jason Impey, and I'm an independent filmmaker over in the UK. And throughout the years of filming, I have actually delved into filming some paranormal activity videos, some ghost hunts, and I'm a bit open-minded. But this one time, many years ago, we did actually film in a pub overnight when it was closed out of hours from middle of the night to early hours in the morning. It had a lot of history. This pub out in a town near to me, and it turned out it apparently used to be where they performed executions back in the day and did the hangings and stuff. But I didn't know too much about this place. But we set up some infrared cameras. We hanged around and we were hanging around in the dark in the basements. But what we captured on the infrared camera when I look back was actually a coin moving on the barrels just when we left the room, which was there's just no way I'd know how that happened. The coins were flat on a barrel. When I looked at the footage back, you could see very slowly. When you fast forwarded the tape at the time, you could see it progressively move quite fast. That the coin did actually move. That was quite an experience, but the biggest experience of that night was we'd been there for a few hours. We were sitting there discussing things. We were taking it in turns to go in different rooms, and we were setting up scenarios and all the situations you'd expect to find something. I never really expected to really gain much from it, but I was the only one out of the group of about 4 or 5 of us that were there that I actually heard a little girl crying and calling out, and no one else heard it. And I heard it a few times throughout that night, and it was as clear as day. It was definitely a little girl. She was definitely crying and upset, and it was actually really freaky. And it was early hours of the morning. It was dark, and like I was on my own in corridors at points. But even when I heard it, there was people nearby, and no one heard it but me. And I heard it several times that night. And there was a few other little things going on, but the girl's voice really was quite an experience and something I cannot absolutely explain what happened, as well as seeing the coins move on the barrel, looking at the footage back. So it certainly opened my eyes up, and it's an experience I will not forget. Thank you, Bleeding Critic.